everyone. Oh, I like that little old sing-song. Made me feel right at home. Calmed my nerves. I'm very anxious. Anyway, I met this guy the other week, and he was called Oh No. And I thought, that's a bit of a cheek, isn't it? That's rude. I mean, I'm sure he would have rather have been aborted than to be constantly reminded that he was a mistake and his parents didn't want him around. It's like every time they see him, it's like, oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I mean, it must have been really confusing as a kid. Anytime anything went wrong at home or at school, everyone's going, oh no! Oh no! Oh no! And he's like, you're always blaming me! It's like even between the sheets. I mean, his girl would be going, oh yes! Oh yes! Oh yes! Oh no! He'd be like looking around like all unsure. And he'd premature ejaculate and he'd be like, oh no! And she'd be like, oh no. I mean, a name like that is just damn disappointing. He might as well be called Your Shit or why don't you fuck off and die? I mean, let's hope he doesn't meet and marry Yoko Ono and adopt her last name. I mean, names are weird, aren't they? I mean, I've reduced names to numbers now. I've got so many kids, I say like, that's the firstborn, that's number 2 of 5, that's the third, that's the penultimate, and that's the 5th and final, who is number 1 pain in the arse. And, I mean, my parents, they must have been some secret Satanists or thought I was a devil child because my name backwards is Satan! So check it out, Natasha backwards, Satan! No. I know, I discovered this when I was pissed and I haven't had a drink since. Yeah, and I think, it's like, they must have like been, we have done your bidding for you, O Dark Lord of Hell, a daughter for you! Ha ha ha! Well, it's probably true because I have done some demonic shit in my time. But, and I think my parents were obsessed with insects as well because my siblings and myself all begin with Nat. There's Natasha, Natalie, Nathan and Natalia. And my dad buggered off soon after Natalia was born, so he might as well have called her Nat My Problem. Yeah, so you've got names with meanings, you've got names that don't mean a thing, you've got names with double meanings. I mean, there's Russell, let's rustle up some leaves, or you've got Jack, car Jack, jack shit, or you've got Robin, which is a bird, and burglary. And you've got some like really fucked up names as well, like this guy called King, first name Wayne. Wayne King. Why would you do that to your kid? I mean, it was like, yes, we named him after his uncle, Uncle Brian. But, and you've also got names that shorten into names that don't sound anything like the original. I mean, Robert becomes Bob, William becomes Bill, Richard becomes Dick, and Gareth becomes Wanker. And you've also got kids named after alcoholic drinks. You've got brandy, sherry, Chardonnay, maybe a factor in growing up alcoholic. Just ask Amy Winehouse. Oh. Sorry. We should name some kids after some like modern day alcoholic drinks like Blue WKZ or Jaeger or Methylated Spirit. But also you've got these lazy parents who name their kids after themselves. I'm talking about the fathers. The dad's called Glenn, the daughter's called Glendina. The dad's called Brian, the daughter's called Brianna. The dad's called Junior, the daughter's called Junior. And I'm from a Jamaican family where everyone's got 2 names. I mean, my dad's called Nilsvin and Ricky, and his brother's called Neville and Kush. And like white people, they have like pet names like Poppy, Teddy, Bundy. But Jamaicans have AKAs. It's like aliases are handy for a bit of criminality. But I don't know if you remember these like celebrity super couple like power names, nicknames like Brangelina or Tomcat or Kim Ye. Well, I noticed they didn't have one for Miley Cyrus when she was dating Arnold Schwarzenegger's son Patrick, and that's because my nigger would have ranked right up there with oh no! Is there any what is it? That 50 Shades of Grey? Any 50 Shades of Grey fans in the house? Anyone read the trilogy? Oh yes, always one. Is there anything in that sexual contract that you would not agree to, like butt plugs or anal fisting? Or would you be happy to get your butthole trained and become a glove puppet? I mean, if you have read the trilogy, I bet you're glad that the new sequel is out, called Grey, which is a bit of a boring name for basically something that's soft porn. I mean, I would have gone for Sexy Times or Pussy Hunter myself. And basically, instead of being from the woman's perspective of where she's seduced by the pervy guy, this lot is by the pervy guy's perspective. And seeing as it's written by a woman, I wonder if she's nailed it when it comes to conveying and acting and thinking like a man. I mean, if it was like a normal guy, like a normal geezer, it'd probably be like, Yeah, saw this fit bird, she had decent tits, got chatting to her, blagged a date, then I called my mate Jez and bet with him that within a week I'd be banging her back door and then I'd fuck off and not return her calls until she got the message. But it's not like that. I mean, I heard there's a bit of S&M action in there as well, like when a guy hits the girl with the end of a belt. And I was thinking, thank God that this is not about me! Because if anyone hit me with a belt, for any reason, the end of the story would be a body with stab wounds to the face being chucked into an acid bath. But I would love a bit of S&M, me. Love it! Didn't think I looked the part, did you? You didn't think I'd be brave enough for S&M, did you? Yeah, man, I would love to shove my partner up the arse with a bloody strap on. Yes, a big black one too. Yes, wheel like a big boy. I don't think he's too into the idea though. He said he'd do me for sexual assault, so I'll have to chase him around the house with the cucumber again. Yeah, there's no adventurous sex for me. The nearest I get to S&M is watching a Marks and Spencer's advert in the mirror. But actually, the only adventurous sex I get is being pumped doggy style by my partner while watching Jeremy Kyle berate some poor bastard on his crap TV show. It's like, actually, I saw a sign saying, Jeremy Kyle, emergency room, and I thought, yes, great! Until I realised it was him, seeing other people in hospital. But all this S&M malarkey, it's a bit too freaky for me, especially when I saw on the net this programme called 2 Girls, 1 Cup, which is basically about 2 girls eating shit. And I just thought, ugh, like, this is called, like, fecal fetish or scatology. Now this scat is not to be confused with scat singing like beep ba 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 da bo beep ba 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 da bo ba da ba ba da bo. Does anyone remember that by Scatman? Yeah. Probably the result of eating a plate full of crap. Not unlike my partner's cooking. I mean, I swear, I must admit, when he served me up a bowl of his spaghetti bolognese, I actually envy those fecal fiends. Hey, this warrants a new sequel in the 50 Shades saga. 50 Shades of Shit! Where there'll be like some multi-billionaire successful businessman sitting in my room feasting on a spoonful of excrement. And he says in his usual manly commanding way, Miss Steele, I do believe you've been eating sweet corn today. I mean, we should have an all-black 50 Shades. Call it 50 Spades. Even though writing about a successful multi-billionaire black guy would be a bit like writing sci-fi, just doesn't exist. Anyway, oh, that's a bit harsh. But yeah, basically the nearest we get to it in comparison would be like a corrupt African dictator, someone like Robert Mugabe, and the story would go a little something like this. Multi-millionaire Zimbabwean president playfully fondled Miss Steele's breasts while saying, you know I own that pussy of yours, don't you? And later I'll take you to my red room of pain for some serious sexual pleasure. After I drag out those liberal journalists I've been holding captive,